Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and the specially merciful. Dear viewers everywhere on the globe, I greet you with the greeting of peace. May peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And welcome to this show. Welcome to Kunuz, Treasures from the Holy Quran. You are ready? If you are, get as much as you can. Get the tools, and the tools are with you. You are born with these tools. You have this, alhamdulillah, brain, so you can use it as much as you can in order to achieve your goal, which is getting these treasures. Welcome to Treasures from the Holy Quran. Today I'm going to comment on one verse that is so common in this book, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Al-Quran Al-Kareem. It's a common thing, which is, if I raise this question to you, what is the most frequently book or read book or recited book or memorized book across the globe? What is that book? If you ask this question to a group of people who are around you, in your neighborhood, in your school, in your university, wherever you are, please, I want you to check. Ask this question: what is the book that's most frequently read? You will find, statistically, it would say, you would get this answer, that it is Al-Quran Al-Kareem, the most recited book in this world. And you will find approximately the memorizers of this book are approximately more or less 10 million humans who memorize it from cover to cover, the Holy Quran. And you'll find that a good average Muslim would finish reading the book, average is 1 month. You find outstanding Muslims are reciting and reading it in 3 days only. This is the high quality people. But overall, you would find what, in a nutshell, that it is the most frequently read book. What makes it easy for people to read it? Is there something, some secrets about this book that makes it different than any other book? First, we know that this is the only divine book across the globe. This is one thing. The other thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emphasized this meaning that we made the Quran easy to remember. Is there anyone to remember? And this is mentioned in Surah Al-Qamar. And this is chapter number 54. And it had been repeated 4 times. And we already know that in any language, repetition means emphasis. But this is uniquely different. The reason is the one who repeats it is not a human. The one who says this is the Lord of all humans. He is the one who is emphasizing this. And this guarantees or gives us great assurance that we will be able to memorize it if you do your part. And everything around us is a witness on us. It will tell us that the amount of the people who memorize the Quran is approximately more or less 10 million humans across the globe, from different cultures, from different linguistic backgrounds. They don't know Arabic well. For example, to my surprise today, I was watching some programs, Islamic programs on the TV, and there was a competition of the memorizers, among the memorizers of the Quran. And this was held in Dubai in 2017. The results were published today. And guess what? The first winner of the biggest prize was a USA citizen. I would say it again. He is from the USA. He is not from Mecca. Everybody would expect that he is from Mecca or from Egypt or from any Arab-speaking country or widely known Islamic regions like the subcontinent or other countries, yet this was not the result. And this is amazing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guaranteed this, and this gives hope to everyone who deals with the Quran, old or young, male or female, all of them are given this opportunity and support from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the repetition and by when we reflect upon the meaning of this beautiful verse. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is speaking. Indeed, I made the Quran easy to remember. Is there anyone who's ready to remember? We made the Quran easy to memorize, and we have very solid proofs in our hands now that we can see everywhere in the globe. You will find someone in this corner and another one in this street and another one from this university and so on and so forth. And amazing enough, you will find people who memorize the Quran. Some of them are as old as 5 or 6 years old. They are just children. And their memorization is very quick and very sharp. Alhamdulillah. And this is the fulfillment of the guarantee of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we indeed made the Quran easy to remember. Is there anyone ready to remember it? Is there anyone ready to memorize it? And really you feel very proud when you see the results of these competitions and those reciters from everywhere. Sometimes you see this child about 7 years old, about 10 years old. Another time you see an old man is about, let's say that 35 or 40 years old who has just completed the memorization of the Quran. So you find the fulfillment of this. Really, it motivates you to give it a try. It motivates everybody to memorize. And the level of pride that you gain from such things is amazing, because you are memorizing the book of Allah, which is very significant. And you will find many emphasis on this issue. Perhaps there is no other book among all the 7.7 billion humans is as famous as the Holy Quran. You can ask and you can make some sort of surveys, and we are quite sure of the results. Ask them, what is the most commonly book read in your region or in your own language? You will find no answer except the Holy Quran. You don't find people even memorize a speech that consists of 2 or 3 pages long. Whereas in this Islamic context, we find that people are memorizing 600 pages. For the majority of the memorizers, the language is not their native language. The language is the language of the Quran, the original language of the Quran, that is Arabic. So this really attracts the attention of many people. And I wish that people, I'm sure, philosophers and educationists and some people who are specialized in the areas of reading and the areas of memorizations, they would raise these questions. Why is this? Of course, we Muslims know the answers, and we want to publicize the answer to tell them that. Simply, it's Allah who guaranteed this. Who else can give us such a guarantee like the guarantee that we get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah is the one who guaranteed that it is easy to remember, and every day since the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find that the Muslims and the people who follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are competing with each other to memorize it. Since that time, which is approximately more than 1400 years ago, you find this kind of competition. And this is a very positive competition. It's not a destructive competition as we see in many areas where the competitors want to fight with each other, want even to kill each other. This is not the case, because they are motivated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they are getting a lot of rewards from Almighty Allah. And there is plenty of huge rewards that can be given and distributed to them. So why worry about that? Just do your job, motivate yourself, or at least if you cannot motivate yourself, motivate others, raise your kids to do this job, and inshallah they will be able to do it. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives His support to everyone who is sincere. If you have this quality, plus the other characteristics, that is working hard, studying little by little, being motivated all the time, remembering the benefits of the rewards that you will get from Almighty Allah when you memorize the Quran, at least you would have this amazing status that will be given to you by Almighty Allah. You will be able on the Day of Judgment to make intercession to your family members. Wow. Everybody loves to be in this situation. And I really, as I encourage you, I encourage myself, and I feel very motivated when I watch those people in front of me reciting these Quranic verses very beautifully. You really, when you hear the impression that I usually get, and I'm quite sure most of the people, if not all of them, they share with me the same impression, that when you hear somebody is beautifully reciting the Quran, you think that he is the best on the earth in the quality of the recitation. Then after some time, when you hear another person, you change your mind. Say, no, this is better. And then after you hear a third person, yes, a younger person, or so on or so forth, you will find that, yes, you change your mind again and again and again. And this is a quality that is embedded in the Quran itself. Once you perfect the pronunciation of the letters and following the rules of tajweed, which is in itself is an art. But what is amazing that in these competitions nowadays, they insist that not only you memorize, but also you follow the rules of recitation. In other words, they recite the Quran exactly as our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited it. So it's, I don't want to say 2 honors together, 3 honors together. It's something much, much more than this. The honor of memorizing the Book of Allah, the honor that you follow the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the honor that you imitate the people who taught you, and not only that, you memorize the Quran. Amazingly, everyone who memorized the Quran, he would tell you the whole biography of those who taught him to memorize the Quran according to a specific way. So somebody, for example, would say that I memorized the Quran through or at the hands of my sheikh or my professor or my teacher, so and so. The teacher can be his mother, the teacher can be his father, the teacher can be his brother or sister, but he would say that I learned it in this year, in this particular place, via this teacher, who himself, this teacher, learned the Quran from another teacher, and he has to memorize the name and the biography of that other teacher, and so on and so forth, until it ended. The story ends at the level of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then some people even exceed that boundary, exceed that limit to say that according to Jibreel, via Jibreel, because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got this Quran via Jibreel, the angel Jibreel. What a source of pride for a person who is living in the 21st century, who would have this document that he memorized the Quran via this, via angel Jibreel. Not only that, via Almighty Allah. He would say that because the Quran was revealed from Almighty Allah to Jibreel, from Jibreel alayhi salam to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the companions. So from the companions to the tabi'een, from the tabi'een to this. Only in Islam you find this kind of authenticity. No other country in the world or no other scholar in the world reached this quality in any kind of science, in any kind of knowledge, like the Muslims have done in memorizing the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, it really motivates me and motivates others as well to memorize the Quran. This is one of our golden opportunities to try to memorize the Quran. If not, and we have made many trials, if not for whatever reason, at least transmit this habit to the other generation, to your children and to your grandchildren, and let it continue on and on and on. And I'm quite sure by time you will find millions of people are covering this issue and are memorizing the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this gift and making the Quran easy to remember. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.